Hi everybody, this is Donnaleigh from Donnaleigh.com, and this is a very beginner tutorial on the Lenormand. For this tutorial I'll be using a wonderful deck called the Postmark Lenormand by Melissa Hill. Comes in a real cool tin. I like it for this because it's big and you'll be able to see the images. Now what I'm about to teach is not by any means going to be complete, but it's to get you jumping off, kind of a springboard for you. I would recommend a really fabulous self-paced video tutorial by Melissa Hill, who also made this deck, and her site is at lenormand.info. Look at her Lenormand 101 class, self-paced video, very inexpensive and a lot of fun. But basically, when you start out with a Lenormand, it's a little bit different than tarot. Tarot, you tend to have spread positions, so this might be where you are now, problems you might be having, challenges. This might be what should I do, what's the likely outcome, and each card that lands in there, so the child would be where you are now. It's not quite like that in Lenormand. It's a little bit more free flow, the traditional way. Of course you can do whatever you want with it, but with tradition it tends not to be that way. And you do need to know the meaning of each card. Now with tarot, the imagery tends to be different in each deck, and the imagery you're reading tends to be extremely important. So if you see a little dog in one and it's in one deck, but the other deck, the same card, doesn't have it, that may be significant to your reading. Not so much with Lenormand. So the book card is the book card, no matter where you go in Lenormand. The moon card is the moon card. What you have to do is decide what your meanings are. And there are some standard meanings, and they may vary. So there's a French system, there's a Dutch system, there's a Brazilian system, German, whatever you pick. You want to stick with it, otherwise you'll get confused because you'll have too many meanings. You want just a few meanings for each one, and you'll find that it's very specific. When you do your readings, it will help you a lot. So it's not so much like tarot where you over a lifetime get a huge repertoire. I mean, you will get more things as you work with this, but you want to have a good baseline. Now, there are good cards and bad cards. So coffin and cross are bad cards. They tend to mean ending, death. It could be sickness, just over. Cross is burden. It can mean fate or karma, but it tends to be something heavy, and oppression, obstacles, that sort of thing. There are also good cards. There's mice. That's another bad card. It nibbles away. It takes away from everything. Stork can be migrating, moving. It tends to be going from one thing to another. Snake. Now here's an interesting one, because depending on your system, it could be someone slippery, negative. It could be someone like a snake oil salesman. It could also mean just another woman, the other woman. It could be the other woman he's having an affair with. It could be another woman who just happens to be your other friend who's not doing anything underhanded. It could be someone flexible. But you do want to go through what the meanings of the cards are. Some of them might surprise you, like fish is money. So therefore it could be like a little job you have. Like if we've used it for hairdresser, we've used it for self-employment. Birds tends to be flocks of people in terms of meetings and conventions and that sort of thing. Talking, singing, birds. When you do a Lenormand reading, you'll want to have a card that represents the person in the reading, much like a significator in tarot. Woman tends to be that. So if this comes up in your reading and it's not the significator, it indicates a woman, perhaps a different one in your life. There's a man card, same thing. So once you understand the meanings of each card, so this would be job, child, or beginnings, or new start. Once you learn the meanings, and there are some good books on this, there are some good websites on this, but you do want to make sure that from there, once you feel comfortable with knowing each card's meaning, you're going to put them together, and that's where the magic happens. When you work with Lenormand, putting two things together is really important in your reading. The cards flow, so they change each other, and you have an infinite number of reading options of what you get out of it. So, for example, let's take fox, and let's take garden. Just two random cards. So fox is a slippery, cunning person, underhanded, sneaky. They tend to do things where you think one thing's happening and it's another. And garden is a group of people. So if it were a convention, it would be a big convention. This is a gathering. It would be a community. So for me, This is the main card. This card latches on and modifies this. So a fox would be an underhanded something. What? Community. So it'd be some whole community that's doing something. It could be a person is influenced a community badly. Okay? If you have it this way, the community has something underhanded going in. There might be a person in it that's doing something wrong. If you use this as job, it would be a job in the community. Same thing here, community job. Now it seems like these are almost the same that I'm saying here as each other, but some of them will vary differently. For example, you need to make a choice with a crossroad. You need to go one way or the other. Ends up in a gift. This is someone gives you a gift and then it leads you to your path one way or another. So this causes that. If it's this way, this causes that. It's like a time progression. The last card sets the mood for the reading. So if you were to have sight and heart, so cutting of romance, something is cut, what romance? But if you look, it ends in the heart, and that's good. So many people read this, something was cut, romance resulted. After something was cut or harvested, romance came of it. It ends great. If you read it this way, romance is cut, ended. So it's not quite such a nice ending. So this is kind of like the ending, not such a happy ending. Let's try another one. Let's try dog, which is a friend, loyalty, ship, which is movement, getting somewhere, foreign. This could be a friend who travels. You travel and you see a friend there. This could be friend who's foreign. This could also be foreign friend. Okay, those are two good ones. Let's try another. Contract. Let's try this. We got so ring, mountain, so a promise or a contract or marriage to something, a proposal that you do something with. So this is a contract. Mountain is oppression or obstacle. So you get the contract and then whoa, it's like not what you expected. It's an uphill climb. Turn them around. You have an uphill climb, stick with it because perseverance gets you the contract. See how it's a time progression? Let's try another. Try this one. So birds, talking, a little cluster of people singing, and then job. This could be also a mother or strength. So this could be someone with a very strong voice because there's strength, voice. This could be a group of people that are strong. It could be a group of people that are maternal, a group of burly people. It could be a group of people at a job, like a manager. It could be a very talkative type situation with a manager. This I would see as these describe this. So the manager is talkative. The manager has a convention that he goes to. A strong person is strong in voice. This person is a talk show host and very good at it. Okay. Lastly, let's try this. So we have stork, which is about migration. Snake, which is about slick. Trouble, something that bites. So it could be the other woman. So it could be, I mean, if we were to describe someone, this could literally be a tall person, the other woman. It could be migrating. And you got to be careful because something, when you migrate, something might weasel its way in and cause a problem. It could be migrating, traveling to see this other person. It could be moving, going somewhere, and then you find out it isn't what you expected. Something's not good. It was snake oil. Someone sold you an island, that sort of thing. It's this way. Something is slick and wrong that results in you having to move. You have trouble with something that results in you having to go somewhere else. Another woman causes a problem, then either she or you move, depending on how the reading is going. So she may move. This other woman who causes trouble moves to another place. snake oil salesman on the go. So that sort of thing. If we were to do this, a gift could be not what you expected. Something in the gift had an alternate agenda. It could be a gift provided from another woman. This is something wrong happens, but actually what becomes of it is good and it ends up benefiting you. It's a gift. Slick something comes in tricky, but ends up, this bad experience ends up causing a gift to you in your life or something good. Or an underhanded something that arrives as a gift. But because it ends in this card, even though this is negative, this elevates the first card. Alright, so that's your first thing to do, and what you can do is practice with different cards and see what you get. Don't pay too much attention to any card inserts at this point, just look at the key words and what they are. Path or crossroads and letter. So 2 choices where you can leave your resume, where you can send a document, which you can do. You might want to write a letter. 2 choices you can do. This is a letter that leads you in 2 directions. So it offers this or that. You may have 2 letters that you're sending out. Maybe 1 letter that offers 2 options. You have a resume and they offer you 2 jobs. Alright? And so you can experiment with those and have a lot of fun.